Hi, I'm Amir Hossein America Shahri. This is the first episode of Amir Hosseinism. Well, Amir Hosseinism is, as you know, it's my name. I'm talking about how I look at the world, how I look at the life, the philosophy, art, movements, political ideologies, my perspective toward the world. And the reason that I made a different channel because I realized that back in the day, I was thinking if I have one channel and I put everything that I have, it's gonna be like a bowl of soup and put all different ingredients. But then, I saw that some people they were saying like that's not a good idea. You have to make different channels if you want to talk and make different contents because you're gonna target your own audience. But I was thinking like now, oh now you have to look at it as a branding. Like for example, probably you even didn't know that McDonald's has its own socks. They make socks just because they can, I guess. So it's not like McDonald's makes a different one, different website for different basically products that they have. I don't know, maybe they do, maybe they don't, but I was thinking like people gonna get to know me. And if I have different interests and make different contents, people are gonna see that, and then based on that, they're gonna be interested in other stuff that I do. But I guess I was wrong, and it didn't work out. And the reason it didn't happen is because my mother language is Persian, and English is my second language. As you can see, I have a thick accent. Over there, I was, for example, reviewing movies, and what happened was I was in one the same movie that I watched. One time I reviewed in Persian, one time in English, and put them in the both channels. I started to lose audiences, and the reason is because so many people they saw that oh it's Persian, I don't know Persian, why should I watch it? And the whole point of these channels is not only about bringing your audience to watch your content, but to bring more because if you look at it like many people come and go, it's not like you have probably those people who have so many subscribers they don't even care about that, but it's not like always you keep your subscribers. You see you lose 100 subscribers, you gained 200. This is like it's not like you don't lose subscriber at all. They're gonna be over there forever. It's just one click, you're just one click away from gaining followers and one click away from losing it. So it shows that like nothing is constant, especially in the social media. At that time it was like I was like I'm not getting the views as I used to when everything was English, so I decided to make separate channels, English and Persian. But also I had to go even further because when I was reviewing movie, I was playing video game, streaming them. I had my own audiences, but when I started to talk about the politics, probably they were not very interested in that. Which makes sense. Those people who want to watch you playing video games doesn't mean necessarily they are interested in politics, especially in my field, which is somewhat is not global. I don't talk about global issues unless I have to because I'm nationalist. My major focus is on America's issues inside, and even if I talk about other countries, it's because I want to talk about the relation between the issue with Americans' life, Americans' people, and so yeah. Well, I realized I had to make a new channel if I want to talk about the politics, different aspect of life, especially philosophy, that I am very interested in that. Um, about philosophy and politics, I have to make a different channel because that other one is more like entertainment for art, for the uh, entertainment, like a movie, video game, music, reviewing movies, or creating content, or something fun like making puzzles. I'm back on the shelf, solving some puzzles and other stuff. So for that reason, I decided to add a different channel and only talking here, and because it was a little weird, like some videos were getting very good views, some people they were getting none, and actually it hurts your fan base because they get confused. I used to think in different way. I thought they would get interested in you, and then you show different aspect of your personality, your life, your thought, and they get there. But actually, it's I mean, I was right, but the priority was wrong. Whenever you are famous, whenever you are somebody, then whatever you do, your fan base gonna follow you. Like you see somebody, for example, let's say 10 million followers he has or she has, and then they decide to go to the art painting to do the painting. Why? Prior to that, all those 30 million people, they followed him or her for different content, nothing related to the painting, but because they are used to that person, to that celebrity, or the person that they are following, so they are interested in seeing what he's doing. So that was just a brief explanation why I made a new channel, and I'm gonna put it over there as an archive because. I mean, to be honest, I was writing down all my idea, philosophy, and my thought about the Amir Hosseinism, and it sounded weird a little for me. And the reason that it sounded weird because I was feeling like I had like a crazy people, like I'm thinking with myself, I'm talking to myself, like I'm staring at the wall, but actually because I'm drowned in my thought. And I said, why don't I just talk about that and get rid of that? And the reason is because I talk about myself personally. When I share something, when I publish something, I feel confident. I feel like the mission accomplished. But if I don't talk about that, if I don't share it, if I keep it inside, I feel like something is undone. Something needs to be out. I love being famous, but mostly not because I just want to get people's attention. I want those talents, those skills that God has given to me be shown to the world before I die. Always I say my one of the biggest purposes of life is to make sure my talents won't be buried with me under the ground. So it means before I die, my talents grow up and then be shared to the world. Because there are so many people that have so much talents in their brain, so many good ideas, but because they couldn't share it with the world, their talents, their ideas, everything, their unique perspective, experiences stayed and then got buried with the body. All those thoughts, ideas got buried with the body under the ground. And my plan is to make sure that it doesn't happen. And that's why, like, to be honest, at that point, it's kind of it's self-satisfaction, nearly action. I could describe what I'm doing right now because I'm satisfying myself by saying like, hey, I had a unique idea, I had the solution to that problem. I had, because if you can look at if you look at my description, it's about like my perspective, some solution, something could change everything. And it makes me feel better that I know that even God forbid, but something happened to me. I mean, we're all gonna die anyway someday. At least it was online. Maybe somebody could see my perspective, my idea, and then could use it to the world to make world one step better. Speaking of making world one step better, I want to talk about those two books that I published: Smokers, Chapter One, and Restricted Area, Chapter Two. Uh, about the chapter 2 restricted area, I had spent 2,500 hours over lifespan of 2 years, like in 25 months to be more accurate. In that span, that period, I had spent 2,500. It's 600 pages long. It has 4 layers. So 4 layers means every time that you read, you get something new. You find out something new. So the first time you read, you understand the story, the surface. If you read again, the second time you're gonna from the beginning you're gonna see something that, because one time you finish that, you understand now the messages behind the story, what didn't make sense that much, or you didn't find it any, you didn't get the message for the reading the first time, but because you got to the end of the story, now second time you can say, oh, now I see what's going on. But also it happens for the third time and fourth time. So there are some messages you have to read 3 times to get to that. That's why I'm saying 2,500 hours for something. And also it's 5-dimensional. Probably you would say, what does that mean? It's just a book. What do you mean dimensional? I'm not gonna share the secret. It's just like decoded in the book. Hopefully if one day I'm famous, I will talk about that. I don't want people to steal those ideas. No offense, I'm just saying, it's gonna be public out there. So those two books are available on Amazon. I'm gonna put a link below in the description of this video. All the profits from these two books gonna be donated to the charity for children who are diagnosed with cancer. Uh, as I said, my plan is to make world better place, to use the talents and those skills, those ideas that God has given me, all the gifts that God has given to me. I have a responsibility toward them, and I have to bring it back to the world and bring it back. God gave me talent to be, I mean, one of the best. Like, it's just not a fictional book; it's masterpiece. When you read that, you will understand. So God gave me that gift, that talent. I brought it to the fruition, and now I want to share it with the children who are diagnosed with the cancer, battling the cancer. I won't use one penny of this profit. So, speaking of making world better, so whole my perspective, my life is to be famous, to be rich, to help the world. So it's irrelevant that how many people are going to watch my videos in this channel. All I'm going to talk about the politics, all I'm going to talk about social issues, social justice. But the reason is because other people, like, for years I was making content, entertainment content. Not that I was getting so much views, but at least those people who were watching it, they were different type of people. So that's why I changed the channel. It's not like new branding. Even I used my logo, Amir Hossein America Shahri, AAS, same as what I used in the other channel. But I realized that I have to separate between them. So today, that was the first episode of this channel. As I say, I look at it as an archive. If you subscribe, thank you. If you like it, thank you. If you share it, thank you. More view, thank you, because I get to what I want. But it's more like this is what I could do for the world. If I have the solution, I bring it. Back in the day, people had to go to the square town, somewhere that it's like, to the market, and go on the height and start talking with people, and people listen to them. Now you can do it on social media, so you don't need to gather everyone to talk in person. So that is my purpose for this channel specifically, to just put everything. Maybe somebody watches online, God knows that, maybe, and maybe it's a useful. I can learn from you with your comments. Maybe there's something that you can find it interesting in here. So that's why all this explanation for in last 13 minutes exactly sharp was because to just show that, like, what am I doing in here. And if you saw me somewhere else with the same similar setup, and you say, oh, total different personality, I think complete human beings should have complex personalities, different personality in different situation. So it's not like, oh, I think this is how you can battle the system, to not be only for fun or only serious person. You have to be combination of both. I will talk about that in the next videos, and I'm gonna make a playlist about what is Amir Hosseinism, what is the vision of what's my vision toward the politics, economic, culture, everything. If I wanted to have the ideology to create a society, what would it be? I mean, of course, still I'm learning, um, but yeah, definitely I would make a playlist about that. But besides that, if I see any issues regard to America, because that's my country, and I am passionate about that, so definitely I will talk about that in here. All right, today the first episode I wanted to talk about H-1B visa. This happened right after the election when President Trump won for the second time. He has done it again, and the time that right now is 23rd January. So he's already in the office, in the White House, in the Oval Office. But what happened was, since he got there, and Trump was appointing his nominees for DOGE, government Department of Government Efficiency, with Vivek Ramaswamy, even though Vivek is gone and he's running for the Senate or be governor of Ohio. So what is happening is Elon Musk said we need more qualified, skillful immigrants to come in here do the job, because if we don't, our enemies or competitors gonna take them, and it's better if we have the geniuses, we have to bring them in here. Not to mention Elon Musk himself, he was born in, if I'm not mistaken, in Africa. He's South African, and he is product of immigration, and he is one of the top geniuses in the planet, not only for current time but in the history. Like his achievement, I don't think anybody has achieved what Elon Musk has achieved in terms of technology and science. And also he's fun, he's a character. So if we're gonna see if H-1B visa works or not, just look at Elon Musk. We got all these great things that we have because of Elon Musk in this country. So of course I'm immigrants as well. United States land of immigrants, but the problem was they were saying no, this is the way to for big corporation to hire cheaper labor. And the reason is because, I mean, of course, in parentheses, if you hire somebody from outside and come in here, right, and that person relies on you because that person, let's say he has to work so hard, and even if he has to work overtime and be still underpaid and not be insured, every bad thing you can do to him that normally one American citizen could sue you, they have to say yes sir, whatever you say, it's all fun. So they would say, how can we get away with our cruelty and underpaying people while we demand them to work overtime and put so much responsibility more than they should, uh, without being into trouble. It's the best way for H-1B visa. So we let them come in here, work less for work more with less money, instead of hiring one American citizen, which we have to insure them. They have to be insured. We have to pay so much for them. We cannot underpay them because then they can sue us, like, you know, federal minimum wage, all those stuff. Like there's a minimum requirement. And also they have to make sure to not ask them too much because they can sue us. So it's less responsibility, better. So it makes sense to bring somebody from outside for the same job. So that's the issue they have with H-1B visa. They were saying that was internal war, civil war between MAGA supporters, those people who supported Trump. Of course, I voted for Trump as well, but it was interesting for me. I was standing outside and I was just watching them because both of them, they were making points. So one point in one hand is just it's abusing H-1B visa. The corporation, they are doing that for cheaper labor and get away with everything they are doing with their employees, because for 4 years they are basically your, you know, like they're not that free. They are like laborers, really laborers. Um, it's kind of like a modern slavery, they were saying. And it hurts American culture because more people with different culture that are coming here, overpopulating here. This is one culture issue they had. And second one was they were saying, well, when you do that, they get lazy. The culture in the United States, the corporation, the economy get lazy. Whenever they want to get something done with the low pay, they bring just people from outside. But instead, if they have to hire us American citizen in here, they have to educate us, they have to train us, they have to come up with some idea. So if we show them how to get around the system, of course they're not going to come back to us and hire us. It's always easier choice. The other one, just like Elon Musk and other people were saying, they were saying like, no, it is meritocracy. America is not based on like if you're American or not. If you are, as long as you come in here legally and you are allowed to work, then whoever works the best. So basically Elon Musk was saying, no, that's not the case. If you can do the job that those immigrants who are coming in here with H-1B visa, you can do it, of course you're going to be in priority. And that is the whole point of American dream, like whoever comes and does the job best. So far I talk about the both sides, what they think. Now The problem with that, I'm going to talk about the extremism from both sides. One of them, like I think Nick Fuentes, so saying, actually, I don't care even if America gonna be like, even if there is somebody who is more qualified or can does a good job. I just want the fabric of the society, the culture doesn't change with the people from foreigners coming in here and overpopulating, outnumbering us, and changing the culture. So basically, it was saying like, I don't care at this time that even if they can do the good job that we cannot, like it's my issue is not about the performance, it's about they don't they are not one of us. That was one extreme side. The other one was from extreme of other side, was saying no, these are a bunch of losers, they are just sitting back and just crying, just because they cannot get anything done, so they are crying why others are getting the job. If they were a hard worker, they could get things done. So one was saying, oh, they are playing victim. The other one was saying like, forget about that at all. Like whatever we have inside, it's enough. So it's better to not be the best at top by bringing those people in here, but at least in the other hand, we could preserve, we could keep the culture the way that it is and not changing it. So those are two extreme part of that, because basically like it's, I don't think even in those people who are siding with this type of ideology even actually believe in that. Like most of the people who are upset is that like they don't want America to be the best, not that they don't care, they're just saying Americans can't do the job as good as them, you are just underpaying them, that's why you're choosing them over us. But like Nick was saying, like who cares, which I understand, I respect, like everyone can have opinion, that's a free country. um, so I'm gonna talk about the dark truth from both sides. One of them is when you say meritocracy, meritocracy. Now we are seeing that so many people who are coming in here, they are dishwashers, they are working in the restaurant. The stuff that everybody can do that. Because you bring them there, they work for you just like two people, two employees, and they get half the money. So basically you are hiring two people with one body, like he or she is doing the jobs of two people. But instead of paying for two people, you're paying half the one person. So it's gonna be win-win for the person who is bringing. So for that reason, um, there is really abuse of H-1B visa, and they are saying like, oh, it's about meritocracy. So there are two challenges about meritocracy. One of them, most of the jobs that these people with H-1B visa are coming are not the jobs that only elites or geniuses can do that. Everyone is capable of doing that. So there are some corporations that are contacting, like in communication with the government to make sure like this law is going. So it's not like the corporation, the company is saying, hey, I need a genius, is outside, I have to bring them, and I cannot replace it with any others. It says, hey, listen, I'm going to bring 10 people, just give it to me. So there is the deal behind the stage between the government and corporation to bring those people, because those jobs, they are really not high skilled. That's a fact. The second issue is 75% of people who are coming with the H-1B visa are Indians. What are you suggesting? Are you telling me like the only Indians are smart people that nobody can replace them with? No, seriously, this is what you're saying? 75% of people who are coming here with H-1B visa are Indian. So it means 75% of those jobs that we cannot find any qualified American citizen in here only could be taken by Indians. Let's say Americans, 75% of those jobs that Americans couldn't do that, we have to bring it, is by Indians. So there was nobody else outside, no Japanese, no South Korean, no Persian, no really? Come on. Is it what you're suggesting? No Chinese? No Germans? Is it like, I mean, something is going on over there. There is some type of deal. 75% is too much, too off. Like, it's too suspicious. So that's the issue for those people who say, no, we are just bringing talented and hard worker people that they can do the job that nobody else can. First of all, those jobs that they are coming, if you look at those numbers, you can see like most of them, they are not very high tech engineering doctors and stuff. Like, it's something like the regular staff. They need just labor. And also, if that's the case, it would be organically would be spread all across the world, because it's not like only Indians want to know that how to come to the United States, and it's not only Indians who love to come to United States, but how is it like 75% come to them? That's another thing that should be looked at. So just saying, no, everything is fine, you guys are a victim, that's wrong. But also the issue from the other side is like, in one hand, we are proud of America because we are the greatest country in the world, but we got the greatest because we brought the brightest. America's land of immigrant. Doesn't mean that like those people who are inside they are dumb. No, everyone was immigrants. First generation, second generation, third generation. It's like we all know that, right? The thing is like, when there is a problem in America, like let's say in Biden administration, there was so much problem, right? Because they were incompetent. Would you prefer somebody from outside who is competent coming here and make America the greatest, or somebody just because was born in here and let's say has the specific feature that is appealing to you, this specific race and color that's appealing to you, come do the job and destroy that? Wouldn't you prefer, like, if I'm not saying with the president, because for president you have to be born in United States, but wouldn't you prefer to have somebody coming in here as an immigrant and come and with the love and passion toward this country and be loyal to this country and get the job done and then serve this country, rather than somebody just because was born in this country get the job and destroy that, and we lose the battle to our enemies or competitors outside? People hate our guts out there. Those countries cannot wait to see us falling. So really, is it what you're suggesting? If that's the case, besides that, it shows like you are kind of like, maybe like you are like you are looking for specific type of races or group of people. But besides that, it means you don't have right to complain about the problems. So as long as you go somewhere, it's all those people who look like you, who face wise, race wise, culture wise, whatever, that's fine, that's okay. I mean, it's free country, right? But you're okay with living poor, because you cannot have both. You cannot eat the cake and have the cake simultaneously. You know what I'm saying? It's not like we are American, we are the greatest, we are the first, we are second to no one. And then in the end say, oh, actually, I don't care about it. Well, one of the reasons that we are second to no one, because we are getting the best out of the best from everyone. Those people who could serve their country and then make their country great, we are bringing them in here to make country great. That's it. We cannot have the both. So people should make their decision. If like multicultures, I understand like America should have one background thing. I will talk about that in detail in another video. But this right now we are talking only about H-1B visa specifically. But I understand like it should be a background thing for Americans, American value, right? I totally understand. But trying to dismiss the idea like all these value that we could bring from immigration, just because we don't like some stuff that which is very valid. Like, you can criticize some culture, some people, what they are doing, it's valid. It's not like everyone should tolerate that, grind their teeth. But I'm just saying, well, also you have to understand, we want to be the best. If we want to be the best, we have to take some actions. Like, everything comes with a responsibility. It's like, I want to be the first fastest runner in the Olympic, but I hate running, but I hate sweating. I mean, it comes with it. So those people, if something goes wrong with America, immediately start to compare that other countries are doing better. What are we doing in here? Well, would you prefer to have some people that destroy this country but give them job only because they were born in here, or you want to give the job to the best one? I understand. Those people who are coming here should vow that always they're going to be loyal to United States of America. And if we give them a house, they have to treat America as the house, not a hotel, not the motel, not somewhere to go stay for some nights, enjoy. Like the way that you care about your bed, you don't care about the bed at home, you don't care about the bed in the hotel because it's not yours. It's Airbnb, for example. You don't care about that. You shouldn't look at the America as Airbnb. You should look at it as a home. Protect it, take care of it, be loyal to it, respect the flag, and then you would be accepted. So in that case, we could, yeah, I don't see anything wrong with that. Plus, we say respect, assimilate with the culture. Like I come from Middle East, I'm westernized. I like that because I say, well, I came in here, they accepted me, I'm accepted. I mean, I'm welcome. I like that. I mean, there should be a reason you come in here. I mean, come in here and then complain about, oh, I don't like the culture, so why did you come in here? So we have to take America as a package. So those people who come in here, they have to respect American value. It's not like whoever comes and no, I don't like this, I don't like that. It's either you are in or out. That's it. That part I totally understand. We should always priority should be with American who are inside, and we have to fix the education. Those people who are complaining about that, why Americans cannot get the job and we have to give it to the other people outside. None of them suggested. I mean, the war was on in the Twitter X. Nobody suggested, okay, let's fix the education. So if we have better education, so Americans gonna be educated better, they're gonna be more skillful, so the jobs gonna be filled by Americans. There would be no need for immigrants, for H-1B visa immigrants coming in here, right? But first we have to fix something. Right now, at this moment, we are in verge of World War III competition. We don't know what's going to happen. Right now, we need, out of necessity, maybe we need to bring some geniuses. Yeah, of course, I'm not talking about the dishwasher or restaurant waitress. No, somebody who can do the job that nobody inside can, because those jobs can be taken by Americans, and those corporates, they are greedy. They don't want to pay employees that they want underpay the staff who don't say anything and just accept everything, and that's come with the H-1B visa. Yes, those corporations should be responsible and they should hire Americans, and they should be with the equal pay. If there is equal pay, if they have to pay equal to those H-1B visa as much as they are giving to American citizens, because they on top of that they have to pay a little for their sponsorship, right? So basically, in the total, in the end, they are paying more. They should pay more for the immigrants than American citizens. Then you would see really if they are worth it or not. Because as long as they can hire somebody from outside with lower pay compared to American citizen, it would make sense. Financially, it would make sense. But if you say whatever you're gonna pay to the American citizen, you have to pay for H-1B visa employees, so they would say H-1B visa employee would be more expensive because on top of that they have to be a sponsor of that. They would say doesn't make sense actually. So it doesn't make sense. Then only you would take those people that you really cannot replace, not because you are just greedy, because you are paying them more. The only reason that they are bringing them in here because they are paying them less than American citizen. If we turn the table, change the condition to make them, they have to pay more, so they only are willing to pay more for H-1B visa. If really there is one very important role, job position that they cannot fill it with any American, then we would basically make sure to not cheat the system. So nobody brought that solution. Nobody talk about we have to fix the education. And I think as long as we are just trying to win the argument, not fixing the problems, we're gonna have this back and forth, like conversation and argues. So we have to see the whole truth. This one, yes, says true. We have to bring the geniuses. True, that part corporation is correct, but they are not correct in that way. Like every employees that they are bringing, they are genius. No, it's turned out 75% are from India, and so many of them they are taking those roles and position that anybody can apply for that and can do it. So you just want them to want underpaid staff. That's it. So the part that you really can bring the geniuses, okay. But we want to, you have to pay them more than you pay American to test basically how much you are right, how much you are telling the truth. So nobody would pay more for a waitress from outside. They would pay it from in here. If I have to pay more, so why not? It's easier to pay somebody who is already in here. So validation, make sure that only geniuses come in here that cannot take a job, cannot be replaced by anybody in here. How? By paying them more. Then we would, you would only bring those people that really are worth that much money. In this side, other sides, okay, start to ask demand to fix the education. The education is so bad in America. Fix it so there would be no need for H-1B visa, because people would say, yeah, I can do the job. But many of those people in Tesla or SpaceX, they are like from all, I mean, you know that, at least you know, Elon Musk couldn't be where he is if he had only people of color, or basically if he had woke ideology to bring just people of color, minorities to his job. Nothing would get done. Those people who are there, regardless of their race, religion, gender, what you see, they are doing the job. You know, Elon Musk is so serious. He doesn't joke around. So it means it works. We have to find a common ground between them. That was my opinion toward H-1B visa. We have to see the whole truth, both sides, and we have to fix the issues by not letting them corporation to abuse the H-1B visa. We have to make sure really it's based on meritocracy. Only those geniuses can come in here, not waitresses. And also we have to make sure the education is good enough, so for the next generation there will be no need for H-1B visa, because we are creating geniuses instead of bringing from outside. We should basically change the culture to not always rely on other people, because God forbid if there is a war and if there is a one like a beef between us and other continents, and their people they stand for their country and stop coming in here, what are we gonna do? Like, we have to be ready. It's good to bring immigrants. I'm grateful. I am one of the reason, but also we shouldn't forget, like, we have to invest on the people who are already in here. Like my children in here, they're gonna, hopefully they're gonna grow up as a geniuses, hard workers, loyal to United States. So for these, my children should be good enough that nobody can beat them, nobody can uh, get their position, get their future job. So there should be opportunity already over there in place, so children just study and learn their skill and eventually be placed at where we are considering or anticipating for them. It's not happening, at least in last previous administration. It was so weird. I mean, probably in other videos I'm gonna talk about that. It's so weird. Like, how did they run 4 years of disaster? Actually, it gave me confidence. Probably if I was in White House, I could do the better job. Printing the money, and also only care about the minority, and being in vacation half the year, not answering any question, not be able to even walk on the stairs to the plane, and basically just losing. I mean, just it shows like how America, United States is great, that some incompetent administration like Harris and Biden could be there and still survive. If that was any other country with this administration, probably that country would collapse like Soviet Union. It just shows how America is great. But as I believe, we're gonna have the golden era. That's why I want to talk about that. Hopefully, inshallah, in the knock in the wood in these 4 years to talk about the issue. I care about America, and I want America at its best, at top. And if I have any solution, if I have any idea, that's Amir Hosseinism, what I have been thinking. And instead of just writing down in the paper, it's a new form of archiving. Back in the day, that was the ink and paper, or whatever came to mind. In order to establish it, preserve it, and keep it, would people would have write it on the written on the paper with the ink. Now you can, that's how they could archive the ideas, the thought. Now this is new way of archiving thoughts, and I'm just looking at this archive like to just have all the solution. Maybe somebody comes and then see in the list and say, hey, I'm going to see what is his solution. That's for the first episode. I hope to see you next time. See you. Bye. And like always, as above, so below.